The billionaire investor and friend of Elon Musk, Ron Barron, just suggests that Tesla's stock could increase 35 times. Well, you be the judge. Listen to what he had to say today on CNBC.
I don't think anyone believes who works at Tesla that he's not going to make 5 or 6 or 7 times in 10 years and 4 or 5 times again after that.
So let's run the numbers on that. He said 5 or 6 or 7 times, and then another 4 or 5 times after that. So let's take the higher estimates just to see. A 7x and then another 5x on that, 35 times. Even if we take the lower estimates, 5 times and then 4 times on that, it's still a 20x. Now, the time frame obviously matters. He's talking a decade for that first portion. For those who don't know, Ron Barron personally owns approximately 1 fuck ton of Tesla stock. Also very heavy in Tesla stock in his funds, and also a very long-term investor. Let's have a quick peek at the Barron Growth Fund, BFGIX. Over the last decade, an incredible 20% or so per annum. Ridiculous. Since inception, back in 1996, before many people watching this channel were even born, it's compounded at 13.84%. Absolutely staggering. Here's what $10,000 since inception back in 1996 has compounded to in the Barron Focused Growth Fund. This is compared to the Russell 2,500. $10,000 into $445,000 in just under 3 decades. Not bad. If we take a peek at the S&P 500 since roughly the same time, inception around 96, call it up 10x versus not far off 45 times. So with Ron Barron's ultra long-term track record of outperforming the market, it's clear whatever he's been doing, his investment decisions, the track record, the analysis, the decision-making, the vision, is producing outsized long-term returns. So in my opinion, with a 30-ish year track record of crushing the indices, outperforming the market, Ron Barron is what I would describe as very credible when it comes to investing.
I think that, I'm thinking about 2,500 of where his stock's going to be, Tesla's stock's going to be in 10 years. And I think it's going to be 4 times that.
Is that a function of automobiles? Is that a function of robots? What is that, in your mind, what is the driver of that?
Have you watched his annual meeting?
I have.
Did you see what he was talking about for Optimus?
Well, Optimus is, I think, for him, the next sort of leg of this whole
He thinks it's the biggest thing ever. And so next year it's going to be 1 million of those units, and he thinks 10 million after that. Building a production line right now for 1 million, and it's going to be 10 million, it's going to be 100 million. He thinks it's $1 billion a year that he's going to be able to make in these robots. Think about that, $1 billion a year, $20,000 robots that are going to be, labor saving, make everyone's life. This is a sustainable abundance that he talks about. Sustainable energy is what he had before. Now it's sustainable abundance. He thinks everyone's going to have much better lives, much more prosperous lives, and then maybe there'll be a beach in Mars somewhere.
So clearly Ron Barron believes that Tesla has a shot of doing what they say they're going to do. He's extremely bullish on the company. I mean, when was the last time you heard somebody with Ron's background, experience, and importantly track record when it comes to investing over multiple decades on the record saying that a stock that he owns, a publicly traded company, Tesla, he believes could 4, 5, 6, 7x over the next decade, and then do another 4 or 5 times after that, ultimately resulting in a 20, 30 plus times return. Meanwhile, Tesla / actually just Elon perma-hater Dim Chanos, whose track record since 1996 appears to have been making a little bit of money and then slowly or rapidly losing it all over the next decade or two, trying to bet against Tesla and Musk, had this to say in response to a post on X that had Ron Barron discussing Tesla as a $2,500 stock within the next decade. His response was, I quote, "What's so ridiculous about this view that Tesla is an AI/robotics leader is that you can quantify just how little Tesla is actually spending on AI." He then posts a chart showing Tesla's supposed AI spend quarter over quarter on AI infrastructure versus the big 4 hyperscalers, saying that it's less than 1% what they're spending. Now, as we know, Dim Chanos is absolutely too far gone. We're never getting through to the guy. He'll go to his grave thinking that Tesla's a fraud, it's overvalued, that Elon Musk is a bad person, he just whatever. And the guy was literally on and off, shorting Tesla stock for the better part of a decade, obliterating his capital, having his financial anus ruined, picking up the pieces, getting stitched back together, and then going again. A year or so ago, closes down his fund. Now, I shouldn't need to point out some obvious things here, but I will. Number one, how much Tesla is spending on AI infrastructure has absolutely nothing to do with what they've already developed, shout out to FSD, nor does it really tell us anything about the current or future capabilities of their AI and robots. All this tells us is how much money they're spending allegedly on AI infrastructure. It also shouldn't need explaining, but apparently it does to Dim. But Tesla is no doubt the most resourceful large company on Earth by far. They do so much more with less. And we're not just talking about capital expenditure, but hardware too. Shout out to Tesla's legal robotaxis operating today with far less sensors and bullshit than any other so-called competition. Of course, Dim Chanos, formerly an investor, understands surely that investors are looking to the future. Future opportunities, future revenue, future profitability, future growth. Tesla is the leader in real-world AI. There is no question about that. No other company has millions of robots on wheels on roads today. No other company. So you can't argue this, unless, of course, you're just trying to cope. Now, I don't want to kick a DMF when he's down and coping and projecting, but I just thought it might be fun to read some of their responses to this on X. A great platform, a great forum for discussion and ideas. Keeping in mind, I'm currently logged in, so it might skew a little bit toward some of my interests or followers or interactions and so on. We'll just read these in order. Top-rated response here, and my best bet is that Musk will eat them for lunch at a fraction of the investment. Dim responds, what's your evidence of that? Now, before we read the rest of Jim's question here, let's see, Tesla does have a multi-decade track record of incredible capital efficiency and resourcefulness. Receipts, motherfuckers? Sure. How about this? A free cash flow history of pure electric vehicle makers via AJ on X. Now, what we are looking at here, I've zoomed right in just so you guys can see fairly clearly. So far, there's only one company, one pure electric vehicle maker on the planet that is cumulatively free cash flow positive since the inception, and that's Tesla. But that's not the point. The point is Tesla's cumulative cash flow losses peaked at, let's just call it about $10 billion. Yet, every other company attempting to do the same thing, by the way, none of which were investing as aggressively in many other projects either, like, for example, not covering their vehicles in sensors from day one, collecting data to solve autonomy. So Tesla was playing on hard mode. Not one other company, and by the way, Ford's on here because they separately report their pure electric vehicle business. Not one other company has demonstrated even close to Tesla's capital efficiency. In fact, almost all of these companies, Rivian is a big standout here. Rivian has lost lifetime cash flow losses, more than double Tesla's. This is a great like-for-like comparison. Rivian started almost the same time, yet burning money. So Tesla with a fraction of the spend, printing money, Rivian burning at a staggering rate. Lucid has burned more than Tesla despite still being at a very small scale. We could do this all day. This is one of many examples of Tesla's capital efficiency, their resourcefulness, how lean they are. I could do this all day, but let's get back to Dim's post. What's your evidence for that? For example, in autonomous driving technology, Tesla has been stuck at level 2 for the better part of a decade now. Moving on. Then why not go max short again and ride the stock to $25? Throw your whole net worth at it. I mean, good suggestion. If you really believe what you're saying, Dim, why not? Put your money where your mouth is. Here's what almost certainly is an AI bot responding with a 35 IQ post. We're going to ignore this one. The next, Tesla's AI edge stems from its focus on end-to-end neural networks trained on proprietary high-volume real-world data, something no other company matches at this scale. This isn't just theoretical. It's baked into products like FSD and Optimus. Also sounds a bit AI-esque. This is great. If spend is your measure, our government should win all the time. That's a game, set, fucking match post right there. Boom. Liked. Another one. Do you really think that is the best metric? How much did Elon spend in the early days of electric cars? What was Apple's R&D budget in the early days of Steve Jobs' return when he created iMac, iPod, and eventually iPhone? Or even better yet, how much money did Apple spend on electric vehicles and produce zero and then cancel the whole fucking project? Food for thought, Dim. Oh, wait, that would require thought. And let's wrap here. Robert says, so you lament inefficient capital spending of others, but you think Tesla isn't spending enough. Got it. How's the saying go again? Oh, yeah, you can't fix stupid. Nor, apparently, can you fix terminal Elon derangement syndrome, aka sand vagitis. Want more content? Early access? Bunch of perks? Click the links in the pinned comment. AG1 has been part of my daily health protocol for almost half a decade. It's packed full of vitamins and minerals and helps me fill in nutritional gaps while supporting energy, digestion, and immune function. It also has prebiotics and probiotics to promote gut health. I take my health very seriously, and so should you. Try AG1 today. by visiting drinkag1.com/SMR or click the link in the pinned comment and enjoy a free welcome kit with vitamin D3 plus K2 and AG1 travel packs. That's drinkag1.com/SMR.